Hello guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to show you probably one of my favorite single-DIN radios that I have in my collection. This is a Kenwood Excelon KDC-X990, if the camera ever decides it wants to focus. Come on. Yeah, you can kind of make it out there. I think the glare is kind of screwing it up. But this is probably about 20 years old, maybe a little bit more, give or take. It's a Kenwood Excelon, which essentially in the Kenwood world just means that it has better audio components. It's got like 5-volt pre-outs, the caps and whatnot they use are just better, according to them. But you know, it's a selling point. And the Kenwood units, the Excelons, do tend to sound pretty good, so I do like that. But this guy is unique. They don't make single DINs like this anymore, and you'll see what I'm talking about once I turn it on. I just wanted to have the lights on here kind of to show you, it gives you an idea what the front looks like. I can get a better faceplate for this. This one's kind of beat up, but these are unique. You'll see why in a minute. You do have your normal pre-outs back here. I think one of those is an aux input antenna. Let's get this guy turned on. Hit the lights here. Yeah, that screen right there, that's how you know that this is old. They do not make single DINs like that anymore with a full, color LCD screen. It just doesn't really happen. Mainly because everyone goes double DIN. That's where all the features are: CarPlay, Android Auto, all that stuff. But this is pretty unique. You really don't see this anymore. So right now we're on standby. I don't have speakers hooked up to it because I know the amp doesn't work. It had a problem a while ago when I got it. Only one side, I think the left side worked, the right didn't. Since then I hooked it up and tried it, and both sides don't work now. So yeah, unfortunately I can't really show you any sound, but if we go to tuner, it is receiving, even without an antenna. The spina, or that's what they call it, the little dancing bar graph there, that is showing you that it's receiving signal. I got time and date on there, and the megahertz 102.5, just a local mix station by us. And yeah, it's a pretty cool looking radio, especially at night. But the interesting part about these guys, it does have a CD player, but that is how you access it. Kind of common for Kenwoods back then. They did weird things like this. They had like mask units, they called them, where the face would actually flip around and it would just basically be a flat black piece. It looked like your radio was gone or just not there, when in reality the face was just twisted. Basically anti-theft. These were kind of easy to steal back in the day. You would just have to rip them out of the dash, essentially. Maybe like a butter knife or something. They weren't too hard to take out of cars. So stealing was rampant. But, this is really cool, mainly because of the screen. That's what draws me to it, really. And there's a ton of other display options you can have, too. Let me turn the lights off again for this. So if we go to, I think it's mode. Yep. Yeah, so that's one of them. You can just have like these objects flying around. That's probably one of my favorite backgrounds. Although you can't have that going and show like radio frequency, clock, that stuff you can't have on the screen at the same time. You can have like one or the other. Like right now it's showing radio frequency, but you can't have it show that and the clock, and so that it's kind of limited in that sense, but still it's pretty cool. If we go to display, if we go to, oh, that's still mode. Let's go back. It's a little finicky. It's not the easiest thing in the world to use, I will say. But yeah, you can change it between all these different backgrounds, colors, pictures even. This one I think we'll just cycle through, or that might actually stay. I don't know, it's on a scan. But yeah, you get all different sorts of background. I kind of like the clownfish too. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. You really don't, like I said, they just don't make stuff like this anymore. Also too, you can kind of make out these buttons are light green. If you go into, you gotta be in standby, hang on. You go into standby, These are basically how you access a lot of the menus and stuff. You can change them to red if you'd like. Red or green only, though. I kind of prefer them on green, because green's a little easier on the eyes. Go back to source. I'll show you some of the... So if you click this knob in when you're on a source, it'll give you some subwoofer and other controls, balance, fade. And then if you hold or press menu once, you get your presets. Press it again, you get some other things, like there's an EQ in here, system, front, rear, all different sorts of things for you to play around with sound-wise. Kind of more or less the same things you get today, maybe not as extravagant or as useful or intuitive, but they're there. This has a bunch of other features it supports too, with add-on stuff like Sirius radio back then. Now it's Sirius XM. HD radio as well, with a separate tuner you can get. So yeah, it's a pretty good unit. I enjoy using it when it was working anyway. It was in a camper of a friend of mine's. He gave it to me. But, you know, such as with old equipment, what can you do? I do know a guy that can fix these, so I might get it to him and maybe put it in my Cobra, because it is kind of period correct for that, but I don't know yet. Anyway, I hope you liked this little blurb. Just like I said, showing off this radio, not getting too in depth with it, because there's a lot of stuff it does that I don't know how to make it do. So I like how it shows Kenwood there too. That's interesting. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy, and tune in for more.